Welcome to another episode of You Know
Ball, baby.
Brought to you by the Run the Play
Network.
I'm your host, Anthony. My Thunder in the finals. This Philly Phil. He in the building. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. It's finals week. Game one.
Yes, sir.
At what? 5:30 p.m.?
When you said finals week, I got flashbacks to school.
Oh, man. Thank God we ain't got to do that anymore.
Facts.
Thank God for that.
Facts. Nah, yeah.
We graduated, though. We didn't drop out. We graduated.
Yeah, we didn't drop out for this. Game one is officially tonight. Dropping the video same day as game one. We got an amazing series between the Pacers and the Thunder. Me and Phil are doing predictions on these playoffs. And we are coming down to the finals, which is crazy. Man. So whoever gets the winner right, I'm guessing we're going to have the same winner.
Probably.
So it's whoever has it in the right amount of games is going to be getting it right.
Should I play devil's advocate? Should I?
You put a spicy wing on the line to play devil's advocate.
I didn't say nothing about that. I guess I might have to do it. I guess I might. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna try to be correct.
Be correct. All right. Before we get into it, make sure to like, subscribe, follow, join our Discord. We are doing trivia this month. Whoever gets the most points correct in our trivia is going to be winning a $25 Amazon gift card. So if you want to do that, make sure you join the Discord. We got basketball questions, football questions, baseball questions. I think I asked a UFC question in there. We got some Olympics on there. I got everything. I'm mixing it up. So if you guys want to win, if you know ball, make sure to join that. All right, now let's talk about it. What's your pick?
This is so hard to think about, bro. This is so hard because I do think the Pacers are gonna get wins against OKC.
Wins, plural.
Yeah, I was thinking they're probably gonna get 2. Because I don't see them, like what they've been through this whole playoffs, I don't see them just going into the finals getting 1 or 0 wins. I see them getting 2 at least. So I'm going to say OKC in 6. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say OKC in 6.
I'm going to be honest. I was ready for you to come on here and say OKC in 5. And then I was going to say OKC in 4. But because you're saying, I was just going to go one less what you're taking. So I'm going to say OKC in 5. All right? That's my official prediction. Let's play fair, right? If it goes to 7, you win. Okay. If it goes to 4, if we bring the broom out.
Come on.
Come on,
go to 6 and 7. Go to 6 and 7.
We're playing. I'm taking the under here. Now we can kind of talk about why we made these picks, all right? And this week, I went back and I rewatched both of the Pacers-Thunders games from the regular season. And there's a lot of interesting stuff here. I got a lot of stuff I could pitch at you, you know? To start, though, the Thunder are 29-1 versus the East this season. Obviously, that was kind of a common stat. We beat the Cavs beat us early on in the year. Indiana played us close in the first game of the season. We beat them 120-114 in Indiana. But we were playing with no Chet, and they were playing with no Nesmith. I didn't take too much from this game, you know, because I do think this Pacers team now is so different than what it was early on in the season, while we kind of stayed similar. Even though this was a closer game, Benedict Mathurin ended up starting. In both of these games, Indiana went up like a lot super early. And also Jarris Walker, I feel like, was kind of a key in both these games, which is a little weird.
Isn't he hurt now too?
Who, Jarris Walker?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think he's out for game 1 and 2.
But the Thunder zoned up in this game, which is something that if you said that in these playoffs now against this Indiana team, you would be surprised because they're shooting the fucking skin off the ball.
They got the 3 best percentage-wise shooters in remaining in this playoffs.
Nesmith,
Nembhard.
Wait. Is it Miles Turner? Tyrese? No way. I'm going to give one more guess. And I don't think it's Siakam. But if it's Siakam, I'm going to be pissed off. Is it? No, it's not Ben. Is it Ben Shepherd? Is it Siakam, really?
Siakam.
What the fuck?
It's Siakam. I was shook when I was looking at it because I was like, Siakam's been taking a whole bunch of middies, but maybe it's because those middies and then a couple times he's been taking a couple threes that his percentage went up. But those are the 3 best 3-point shooters percentage-wise in remaining in the playoffs. I think maybe it's Caruso then Siakam, but I know Siakam is right next to him.
Yeah, I would not have guessed that. That's surprising.
Mm-hmm.
In this first game, though, that we played them, SGA dropped 45 on their head.
Wow.
So that one was an interesting one. And then the last time we played them was in March. We had no Chet, Aaron Wiggins, and Isaiah Hartenstein left this game early.
Wow.
They were missing Benedict Mathurin, but OKC wins 132-111. So I'm telling you guys, and I'm not saying this. Okay, let me put this out there, right? And I feel like I have to say this every week. But every time I make a prediction, I feel like I get the I'm biased vibes. I'm not being biased, bro. This team won 68 games. This is the best defense you have ever watched in the NBA. Ever. Tyrese Haliburton is not that guy. Okay? I'm not tripping about this team. Tyrese Haliburton, I don't know if you've seen those graphics, but I think versus Thunder, he's averaging 11, 3 and 3 or something like that this season.
Oh, boy.
11, like 6 and 3 or something like that. But it's just, bro, when you play, first of all, Tyrese Haliburton is not this guy that is, what was it, game 5, game 6, Tyrese, where he had that monster game where he had 32, 14, and 10 against New York.
I think it was game 4.
That's not who Tyrese is, okay? So
yeah, it was game 4.
Let's stop acting like he's some kind of like Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, where he's going to give you that every single night, because he is not. Tyrese Haliburton is a good playmaker, but when Alex Caruso, Lou Dort, Aaron Wiggins, Casey Wallace get in your fucking ass, you don't got that no more, bro. That shit is not flying. These Neesmith, Nembhard runs, like, shout out the Pacers, right? This was a sick-ass run, but I do want to say that round 1, the Bucks were injured.
Yeah.
Round 2, the Cavs were injured. Round 3, they outcoached the fuck out of Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah.
Which, credit them, right? I'm not knocking them on that. But the Thunder do not have these matchups that you can hunt.
Yeah.
You don't want SGA on Tyrese Haliburton, because SGA is going to put his ass in prison. You don't want Lou Dort on anyone on your fucking team ever. You don't want Caruso. Like, you can't hunt these guys. Chet, I noticed in the game Hartenstein left early, they were hunting Isaiah Hartenstein, and it was working in the first half. In the first half, I think they were up. But by the second half, those hunts just stopped working. And we out-rebounded the fuck out of them without any bigs. Like, we had beat them 12-6 on second chance points, and we didn't have a center. And Jalen Williams, the big man, was not playing. We were playing J-Dub at the 5. So
I remember that.
The interesting things I saw, Nembhard got the SGA matchup, which I think is probably the best option for that.
Yeah.
Neesmith saw J-Dub, which I think is a good option for them. And everyone else kind of worked itself out. But I think we exposed this team. And Indiana plays fast. In both of these games, it seemed like OKC played faster. It seemed like we were just outrunning them. So their strengths is their weaknesses against us. And I don't think that they have a chance in the series whatsoever.
That's a good analysis. I'll give you that. I feel like now, since the playoffs have been going on, you're right about the only actual real matchup they've had is against the Knicks. I just feel like they may be a little bit different. So I'm not saying they're going to win the series. OKC's going to win, because no matter what, if Pacers were to get one game, OKC's going to be like, oh, bet. They're going to sit up in that chair, turn that controller on, and go crazy, just like the meme. But I still feel like the Pacers can, like, without a doubt, they're going to have that feeling too, where it's like, we didn't come here just to get swept. We came here to compete, and they're going to compete and do whatever they can to get a win. Yeah, I mean, they're going to be like, we didn't come here to get swept. We came here to lose in 5. So they're going to get their ass down. Wow. I don't even know if they're losing 5, man.
Bro, I think it's going to get a little sloppy. I'm not going to lie. In the second game they played, I got the box score stats, right? And before we look at those box score stats, let's hear a word from our sponsor, Boom Fantasy.
Man, okay, LeBron hit my parlay. Let's get it. Oh shit, he hit it? Yeah, bro.
I won $200. I tailed your parlay.
How the heck did you win $200?
I used Boom Fantasy. I used their pick and spin, spun the wheel, got 10 times my money.
Bro, you gotta hook me up.
If you use code RTP, you could get a risk-free bet up to $100. Let's get back to the video. In this second game they played, Tyrese Haliburton was minus 19. Siakam was minus 22. Tyrese Haliburton might be like, you know how Brunson was last series? Where it was just kind of ugly? Tyrese Haliburton might end up being that, because he's going to be a defensive liability against Shai. If we get that Shai switch, that's barbecue chicken. And Tyrese does a very good job at scoring on big man switches. Chet and Isaiah Hartenstein are not the big men to do that. So it's going to come down to Siakam, which I don't think Siakam is going to be that guy in the series.
You feel like Isaiah Hartenstein's going to stop him?
I think so. Him and Chet. I mean, we got bodies. I think we legit can zone this team up if we hug the corners. You know, so I'm not tripping at all. They didn't have any scorers over 20 against us. They had 7 scorers over 10. Nembhard had 7 assists. Shai finished with 33, 7, and 8. Case and Walls cooked him 14 points. Isaiah Joe shot 5 for 5, 19 points. He ended up finishing 5 for 7, and Lou Dort had 22. Indiana in this game shot 33% from 3, but they're shooting 40 in the playoffs. So that's something to look out for. Like, I want to see if that's a real trend where we could hold this team to sub 35 shooting, even though they've been so hot in the playoffs. And they were hot, bro. The Pacers, the game before they played us, beat the Wizards 162-109, and then we bust their ass. So, again, bro, I'm not tripping. Like, what do you think that Indiana? What's got to happen for Indiana to win this series?
Well, just like you were talking about, I think no matter what, you got to go back to the Andrew Nembhard on SGA. You got to go Aaron Nesmith on Jalen Williams because those are your guys' creators. And then you got to have Tyrese on Lou Dort because Lou Dort's going to be on the outside trying to score. Pascal Siakam, Isaiah Hartenstein, Miles Turner, Chet Holmgren. But then you really got to count on your bench guys. You got to use Benedict Mathurin. You got to use Jarace Walker when he comes back. You got to use Thomas Bryant. Like, that was one thing that I was getting on my nerves.
Good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I was getting annoyed because everybody, when I asked why he wasn't playing in Game 2 when they were playing the Knicks, they were like, "Oh, it's because like Tony Bradley's being a little heavier, bothering Mitchell Robinson." And I'm like, "Yeah, but Thomas Bryant got 10 or 8 in that game. That's important in the playoffs. You need to have bench players who can score."
Maybe the cone on defense, bro, in that game.
He a little bit, yeah, but like you're gonna need him in this, and you're gonna also need Ben Shepherd to shoot the heck out of the ball. Because yeah, I mean, he was bothering Jalen Brunson, but SGA ain't no Jalen Brunson. SGA is the MVP this year. So if I were the Pacers, I would stick to the defense I had in that first game we played against OKC, and then I would try to get the ball to. Well, Tyrese is going to be guarded heavy, so try to have Andrew Nembhard and Tyrese back, like helping him, like get the ball up, and then you got to get Pascal Siakam started. And Siakam is the one guy who needs to get the ball.
That's what happened in this game. Not with Siakam, but Tyrese had to take a backseat, so Nembhard stepped up, and Nembhard finished with 7 assists.
Exactly.
So I think Nembhard is going to have to be the primary playmaker because we're going to have some dogs on him.
Oh yeah.
I really am excited to see Ben Shepherd try to guard SGA though, because Ben Shepherd wasn't playing at this point in the regular season, so he wasn't playing the SGA minutes. I'm curious to see how he does versus SGA because he did a good job versus Brunson. Even though Brunson kind of torched him, like, you can't be mad at good defense, you know, even if the shot goes in. So I do want to see that. I think that would be fun to watch. I think it'd be good for his development because I do like Ben Shepherd. But SGA is a different animal, bro. And again, I just think we outrun this team, bro. And this team is a team that's outran everyone in the playoffs, and that's kind of how they're winning. But you can't outrun these guys, bro.
That's one thing that's scaring me too. But I do want OKC to win, but also your bench. Like, even if something goes wrong and it's like, oh, Siakam's torching Isaiah Hartenstein, like, what are we going to do? You just sub in Alex Caruso, you go small with Kenrich Williams, and then you just bother the heck out of them, closing up and everything.
Kenrich Williams was playing the 5 in the game Hartenstein too. He was in the game for those runs. That's something I didn't even think about, bro. We've seen Caruso guard Jokic.
Yeah.
We've seen him guard Anthony Edwards. I want to see him guard Siakam in this series.
Caruso can guard anybody.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun though because Siakam's game is so weird. Like seeing him be able to just he's studying his ass right now. I want to see what those matchups are just fun. I want to see that. I want to see him bother. Bro, they're gonna bother this team.
I'm so mad that Jeannie Buss and Rob said, "No, we don't want to pay Caruso." Gosh, man,
they don't want to pay nobody, bro.
And then LeBron and all them talking about Caruso on the podcast. He's one of my favorite teammates ever. Man, bro, the blueprint was there.
Yeah, he came on and he's making some noise for sure. But I think there's a high likelihood the Thunder sweep this series, bro. I mean, you know they opened as the biggest favorite in the last 20 years in the finals.
Wow.
That's crazy.
You guys have the team. I said it from the jump. When you guys got Isaiah Hartenstein, Alex Caruso, I said it from the jump. Y'all got the team, bro.
Yeah, I was more worried about the Thunder being the Thunder, bro. I'm not gonna lie. But with that being said, with a team this good, bro, to be matched up against Indiana and not a powerhouse like Cleveland or like Boston, I think that's a problem, bro. Like, I don't think that.
You don't like it?
I don't like it for Indiana. I don't like it for the NBA in general. I think a team this good is going to. People aren't going to watch these finals, bro. After a game or two, people are going to stop watching. Because I think the Thunder, and I'm so not biased here, are going to smoke this team. Smoke this. And I know I'm in the Thunder jacket right now, so I sound stupid as hell. But the Thunder are going to
stupid. You sound like a
smoke
fan,
this
bro.
team. I'm not trying to be a fan, though.
Or you sound like a fan of like a true fan of OKC.
I'm a basketball fan first, though.
But you just told us an analysis of what you think, and it was legit. Like, it wasn't like, oh yeah, like Thunder up, baby, like we're gonna win for it. It was literally like you told us like why, like you gave us good means and everything. So I mean, if anybody's in the comments, and this is from me, a Laker fan, if anybody's in the comments trying to talk about, because I saw that whole thing when they're like, oh, like get out your mouth when you talking about draft pick stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. He's an OKC fan. Like, what are we doing? Like, what?
I just know ball, bro. And I've been telling you all season I know ball, and I'm glad that I can fucking show you guys because this is the shit that I'm on. 68 wins, the best defense ever. We have a better, I think, offensive rating than this team, defensive rating than this team. We have less turnovers, more assists, more rebounds. Like, this is just not. We have the best player in the series. I don't think they are better than us at any position in their starting five. I don't think that their bench is better than ours. I don't think that their coach is better than ours. I don't think that their home court advantage is better than ours. I think we're sweeping this team, bro. Like, I don't see a matchup they win. Maybe they get hot and shoot 55% from 3-1 game. But SGA is going to give you 50. So,
I'm really feeling Pascal Siakam.
But where does he, Siakam's a dog, right? Like, I gave him his credit. But going against OG, who's, I think, more of a perimeter defender, to Chet and Hartenstein, who are going to make you take outside shots, and you got to shoot over a 7-footer rather than a 6'8", or Josh Hart, I think it's different, bro. I think it's different.
I don't know. I just really feel like Siakam, like every other matchup you were saying, like SGA, yes. Jalen Williams, yes. Depending on whoever's Aaron Nesmith versus Lou Dort, I don't know. I feel like offensively it's Aaron Nesmith, defensively it's Lou Dort. But well, even that might be the most balanced one. That's
even for sure.
But like with Siakam versus Hardenstein, I'm feeling Siakam more.
I put Siakam. Chet's getting Siakam because Miles Turner's too big.
Oh, Chet's on Siakam.
I think Chet.
You have Isaiah Hartenstein on Miles Turner.
If I'm being honest, I don't love starting both of them this series. And that was a problem last series where we went away from it at the end. But I think this matchup is very similar to Minnesota. And I think we need to start Caruso. And I think, or Kaysen, because Kaysen torched his team in the regular season.
I'd go Caruso. He has the most experience.
I don't give a fuck about experience, bro. You know me, I don't give a flying. Like, experience don't mean, we have a Thunder Pacers finals, bro. Experience don't mean much.
Hey, Aaron Nesmith and Pascal Siakam, along with technically Thomas Bryant, have been there.
What's Aaron Nesmith's experience, bro? He was on the bench.
He was playing.
In Boston?
In Boston, and he was not in Boston. He was playing for the Pacers in that Eastern Conference final.
Last year,
I'm talking about like finals. Because if you think about it, none of these teams except for Caruso have been to the finals.
That's what I'm saying. I don't really care about experience, bro. If Kaysen Wallace had 14 points against the Pacers in the regular season, I'll start Kaysen. I'm cool with either though. So I think SGA beats Tyrese. I think if we're going second best player, Jalen Williams, I'm taking over Siakam.
Yeah. Oh, Siakam?
Second best player on the Pacers?
You know what? Yeah, my bad. In that case, yeah.
Chet Holmgren is better than Nesmith. Nemhard's probably the second best player. Caruso, I'm taking over Nesmith or Miles Turner. And who am I missing? Lou Dort. I'm taking over Miles Turner or whoever the fuck, Aaron Nesmith. So, I just don't see a matchup where this team wins, bro. You know who cooked this, though, in the regular season was fucking TJ McConnell, bro.
I forgot about TJ McConnell.
TJ McConnell was lighting Caruso up. Caruso was matched up on him, and he do that fucking rip through one dribble in the paint in your mouth. In the playoffs, that's going to be so fun. Like, if we get some finals reps of those two going at each other, bro, those are going to be some of the most iconic. Those are going to be the fucking LeBron played against Plumbers and it's Caruso versus fucking McConnell.
TJ low-key been, like, hella, like, surprising in these playoffs. Like,
He's just a silencer.
But, yeah, that too. But, like, even when the Knicks, like, had chances to go crazy, like, he would make a midi out of nowhere. He'd make a contested layup out of nowhere that would put them up by 4 again.
Yeah.
Like, when it seemed like, oh, the Knicks are coming back, like, they're going to win the game, and then TJ comes in, and he's like, not on my watch, sir, and then boom. Like, TJ scares
I said
me.
guard up, pussy.
I said guard up. Come on, bro. Come on, man.
I love McConnell, bro.
I love McConnell.
I like this Pacers team. I don't love Tyrese. I mean, I love Tyrese. I don't love the hype Tyrese gets, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Don't put him in no fucking superstar conversations. I'm done. This Pacers team is so good, and this is the direction the NBA is gonna go, where we have these 9 deep, 8 deep teams, all who could knock down shots, all who could play make, all who could rebound, play good defense, and that's what this finals is. And this finals, although I don't love the Pacers, represents kind of the future of basketball, where it's all these versatile players going at it. You know,
one crazy thing I was hearing, and this is when I was on like in the Laker Twitter area, listening to Trevor Lane and all that talk. So one fan said, because one fan came on and said, bro, OKC's so scary, like they're building a dynasty and this is gonna be a dynasty now. And then Trevor Lane, who I really trust, like he's the most unbiased fan, still a Laker fan, but an unbiased fan. He said that literally is now impossible because of the CBA. What do you think about that? And that actually tripped me out when I heard it, because I was like, low-key, if you think about it, it might be impossible to build a dynasty now because of that new CBA.
I don't think it's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we have a dynasty, because if any team in this era I would have said is going to have a dynasty, it would have been Boston with that Celtics team. But I don't think, like, I think we have dynasty potential. I mean, I think Jalen Williams and Chet are all going to get locked down on long-term deals. And I think with the draft capital we have, all these guys are replaceable. Some guys are going to take cheap contracts, which is going to happen. Not all of them, obviously, so we might not have the same 8 guys next year. But with that being said, like, I think we could easily draft 2-3 rotational players in this year's draft, you know, and then we're just right back to where we just were. And next year's when we got to start paying people. This year we're fine. This summer we don't got nothing.
Sorry.
You're good. This summer we don't got nothing to worry about. It's next summer that, you know, the contracts got to start happening. So I don't think it's impossible, but I wouldn't say it's like, I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, now we got to win 2, 3, 4, you know. So yeah.
That's one thing I like what you're saying about like drafting too, because that's one thing I was thinking about when it came to that comment that they were talking about. Like, you guys have draft picks like for each year going forward, like a lot of them, multiple. So I was thinking, like, no matter what, like, you guys are gonna find a star to put next to SGA, and I'm guessing Jalen Williams. Like, but with these other teams, I like how now the draft is way more important now with that new CBA, because you can't just build a big three and like try to add these role players next to them with this new CBA. You have to pay your 2 stars, and then you have to have a third person there who's a role player. And I feel like that's going to make the draft more important now for these teams, because you have to study these guys. You have to hit, because if you don't, you're going to have a Johnny Davis like situation with the Wizards.
I love Johnny Davis in college, bro. Don't bring that up.
You're going to have a Chicago Bulls situation. You actually have to like look at these players now and be like, are they going to be a star or a key role player? Because we can't just have a dude who's like, oh, they can block shots, like we can just keep him there. Oh, they can shoot the 3 ball, we can keep him there. You have to have a guy who's going to be like for example, a Kasem Wallace, a Jalen Williams, a Lou Dort. You gotta hit on these now.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, and that was my whole thing with early in the season when you were talking about us trading for Laurie. I was like, bro, I'm not gonna trade for him, because that would what's the word? Like, that would bottleneck us. We would have to build around Laurie now with these guys, and it's like, instead of that, I'd rather draft a dude this year who maybe not gonna be as good as Laurie. I don't gotta pay him $30 million.
Yeah.
You know, I could draft a dude who may be worth $8-9 million. But yeah, I think the way the NBA is going, like you're saying, like, you can't take those swings on a Johnny Davis anymore. Yeah. You have to take guys like Nick Clifford, like guys that are safety, Konkanapel, stand in the corner. You know, I don't want a guy that's gonna sit on my bench for 3 years and then ask me for $15 million.
Exactly.
I want a guy who's going to come in there, shoot 35, 38% from 3, and be efficient, you know? So, yeah, I think that's the future where basketball is going in general.
I'm glad you brought up Nick Clifford because now I think that's going to make teams rethink the whole 18-year-old thing. Because I think they messed up with I'm not saying the Lakers hate. I'm just saying they messed up with passing up on Dalton Knecht because I really do feel like he was a top 5 pick last year.
I did too. I had him number 2.
Yeah, I think I had him 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Either 3, 4, or 5. But either way, like, I don't think that's going to happen from here on out. I feel like if the guy's there, they're going to heavily think about him and they're going to take him. They're not going to just take an 18-year-old just like that because he's young and they can build him. They're going to take guys who they think is going to instantly come in and, like, really show potential.
Yeah. Yeah, that's facts. That's 100% facts. Thunder in 4. Thunder in 5.
Oh, okay. Thunder in 6. My take. Thunder in 6.
Let us know at home what you guys think. How many games? Comment down below. Make sure to join the Discord. I mean, we low-key blessed y'all with this episode. We just dropped some basketball knowledge on your head. So if you guys enjoyed it, make sure to like, subscribe, follow, Phil, let them know what else they need to do.
Yes, sir. Make sure to add Run the Play Network on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. Make sure to hit that bell as well for YouTube especially. Please keep subscribing. We appreciate it.
Yes.
Hit that link for Discord because just like you said, we got questionnaires coming out almost every single day now if you want to win that gift card. And just to let you know, I'm Phil. This Ant-Man straight out the MCU. He going to be in Doomsday. Just letting y'all know. We out and let's bounce.
Boom. Let's go, baby. Great episode.